I think it is time. Let's get to it. Let's get on to our first debate topic. Red Dog is gone.
Fuck.
So let's get into our first debate topic. So, um, precursor to this, before we get into this debate topic, before we get to this topic, before we get into it, I want to precursor by saying this is that we at the Three Count Podcast recognize and we we recognize the loss of Terry Bollea, the person, and Hulk Hogan. So I want to make some of that, and then so that this debate does not disrespect the death of Hulk Hogan. We are talking about the life and the body of work of the artist. So before I want to put the precursor out there before we get into this debate topic and before all the trolls start piling in into the show. So before
Don't send us death threats.
I mean, you can do that all you want. I don't care because you're not
Man,
going
go
to.
ahead. I'm not hard to find. Come fucking see me.
Yeah, and you're not. Yeah, I'm likewise.
I'm
So,
the only black guy in Utah. Come find me.
You're
so,
not in Utah. My people scoured Utah.
so look, Hulk Hogan. Can we overlook the man behind the character? So, context behind the debate. So, after Hulk Hogan's passing, social media, in the wrestling, not even just social media, not even just in the wrestling world, it's taken the world by storm. It's on major news nations networks. The death of Hulk Hogan it's worldwide news, and it has caused controversy because one, it has brought up the conversation of Terry Bollea, and I want to make sure when I do say the topic, I y'all know what I'm trying to say. Make sure I separate the different of who I'm
Hogan
talking about.
versus Terry.
Yeah, so between Hawk and Terry. So, um, my point being, things of what Terry has done and has said over the course of his life and career has been brought up. And so it brings us to the question of, can we overlook the man behind the character? Let's start this one off. Go ahead, Damien.
All right, before I answer that question, right quick, um, the point being is this: regardless of what he is, friends and family lost somebody, point blank in general. So stop being assholes. Period. As far as see for me, I can separate the man from the character, and the reason I can do that is because I don't know fucking Terry, don't know him from a fucking stranger in the fucking street, and I don't care to because I was never like a Hogan fan, but I do respect what he's done for the business. And as far as like what he's done in his body of work, yeah, I think he deserves his flowers, point blank in general. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says or thinks. Just like there's a few others that have died and been pieces of shit that I can separate their work from the human. Because point blank in general, we all have people in our lives that are pieces of shit. But when it comes down to it, if something happens to them, we will mourn them. So, like I said, stop being fucking assholes. Point blank in general. So that I say, give the man his flowers and respect his body of work. Because I mean, if there was no Hulk Hogan, will wrestling be as popular as it is? Would we be sitting here doing a podcast about it? Mm, mm, mm. I don't know. Would it, like just saying? He's the reason that it got a chance to go mainstream. So I mean, we don't know that answer. I mean, somebody else could have taken up the mantle, but how long would have it been? And would wrestling be able to survive from that point to, you know,
Stone
somebody
Cold.
stepping in and taking that spot? So, like I said, give the man his flowers.
Now what you got, Twitch?
I I I agree with Damien on some of that. People lost a father, somebody lost a son, like so on and so forth. Family people are hurt right now, regardless of your personal opinions of him. People are hurt because of the loss of him. Going off of what Damien said, I'm able to separate Terry from Hulk Hogan. I don't know about you two. I grew up as a WCW kid before I got into WWE. So, growing up seeing Hollywood Hulk Hogan all over my TV every week, and then seeing what Mr. Terry Bollea has to say, like I'm able to separate the two. I respect you for your work as an individual, Terry. I think what you said was egregious, and you're a piece of shit for that. But my condolences to your family, to your kids, and all that stuff. But as Hulk Hogan, I agree with Damien. Give the man his flowers. As Terry Bollea, I, to each their own. Whatever your opinion and thoughts of Terry are your opinions. Everybody is allowed to have them, and they are entitled to them.
No, I'm not saying what he did was not wrong. I'm not
No,
saying,
I know you're not.
and
I
I
know
don't
you're
agree.
not.
I don't agree with what he did, and I don't agree that, like, he didn't feel that he needed to apologize for it. But this, let's be honest too, when it comes to that fact either. Maybe he didn't apologize publicly because he meant what the fuck he said and he stood on it. Why give a fucking fake apology about it if you stand on that? So I'm not saying it's out of I don't respect him for it, but like I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, no, I completely understand
Like,
what you're
why
saying.
give a fake ass half ass apology?
Yeah, if that is the way you truly feel and you want to stand on business by all that, I stand by what I said. You're a piece of shit, but that is your right to say that that is the way you feel and you don't want to apologize for it. I wouldn't want a half-ass apology from you, knowing that it's a half-ass apology. Like
Exactly.
at that point, stand on business, say it with your fucking chest, and accept the hate that you're about to get. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of is what it is. It's again unfortunate that uh that the wrestling community is horde people. Not all of them.
does it taint his legacy?
No,
This
no.
is
I
where
still I don't think it does.
this is where it comes back to: can you separate the man from the character? Can you separate the real person of Terry Bollea from the fake person who does not exist? Hulk Hogan is not real. Hulk Hogan is as real as uh, the fucking boogeyman under your bed. Like, at the end of the day, he is just played by a fucking person, and that person just so happens to be a racist piece of shit.
There's been plenty of people out there that have played awesome characters and great characters that ultimately are a piece of shit.
Chris
I give you the
Benoit,
person, like the guy that played Hyde on that '70s show. Fucking hilarious. Love that show.
fantastic
Love this
example.
character.
Yeah,
Piece of shit.
perfect example of that.
Piece of shit.
Wait,
And it deserves to be in jail. But at the end of the day, I still watch that show.
Fair. Chaz, what do you got to say? Come on,
I'm gonna wait till everybody else go. I'm gonna wait till everybody else go.
I'm done. So
All right. Can you hear us? No, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
yeah,
got you.
All right, because I know that my camera, it looks on my side, but it looks like the camera's frozen, so I didn't know if you guys could
Oh
hear me or
no,
not.
you
Nope,
look
you're moving and
actually.
everything.
Yeah, you look
Okay,
clear.
cool. Oh, bet, even better. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna echo kind of everything that everybody else has been kind of saying. So I mean, it's just a one thing, but like to separate Terry from Hulk, it's weird because it's like because Chaz, you know, I kind of like we kind of rap about this a little bit, but like it's the man, right? That's the man himself. Like you put his all of himself into this character, but like Hulk Hogan didn't do anything wrong. Hulk Hogan was the one that elevated the business. Hulk Hogan was the one that went to do all these big movies and stuff like that, and he put wrestling on the map. And I kind of have to agree with Damien. Like at the end of the day, would wrestling go as far as it is if Hulk wasn't there? Which is crazy because like Hulk Hogan was like the perfect person to show up in the '80s and '90s with all the big action movies that were going on. He just kind of fit right into the world. You know, we could talk about Thunder Lips from like Rocky 3, or you could talk about Mr. Nanny, or you could talk about you know Three Ninjas, right? Like those are the things that I think about myself, and I guess I find it kind of weird because like Terry said a bunch of dumb shit, a bunch of shit that you should never be saying, but he said it, right? And he backed it up, when Mark Henry was like, hey, why don't you come with me? We'll go talk to these colleges and stuff like that, and we could just get them to understand your point of view, and maybe you can like learn from it. And he was like, well, that's not going to work for me, brother. Well, that's the problem. Like you're settled into the ways that you want to do your thing, and that's a problem. I think Terry also stopping like the unions and stuff like that. Like it's crazy, like some stuff that Terry has done. But I can't get mad at Hulk Hogan because that's still a guy that was like, hey, listen, like all you children out there, say your prayers, eat your vitamins and train really hard, and you can be big too and have these 24-inch pythons. I don't know. It's hard for me to be like, yo, it's a complicated legacy that we're looking at because it's like you brought up the point of we could talk about either like a Benoit or Danny Masters, right? Like we don't want to talk about like their personal side of things because we think they're pieces of shit. That 100% it is what it is. But when you look at Chris Paul and the character, like his wing work, all that stuff, you can admire that kind of stuff, and we do. And when it comes to like Hyde, right, or even when he was playing on the ranch, like those characters were like fun, and we enjoyed those characters. But at the end of the day, it's like Terry, Danny Masters, Chris and Wall, like fuck all those guys because like y'all did a lot of damage. But I look at Hulk Hogan, I'm like, bro, like that was the guy though from the '80s and '90s. That was the dude. Like children like wanted to be like him. He was one of the most marketable wrestlers ever. He was what your Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was what your John Cena, your Roman Reigns. He was that. Like he was that legendary, and his impact on the business is undeniable. So that's why it's like it's hard to sit back and say, nah, we're not. We're gonna, we're gonna taint Hulk Hogan because of what Terry did. You know what I mean?
All right, go ahead. Be the undecided factor. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please set us back another 50 years,
And
like these other people did.
but is that
I'm joking.
I
I'm joking
promise
with you,
you,
Chad.
the funny
I'm
thing
fucking
I
with
wouldn't. The funny thing is that like I wouldn't even say that even jokingly. But here's the deal. I know I'm on the opposite side. I know I am. I know that, and we all know I am. So I'm gonna give you my 2 cent on why Hulk Hogan's not a real person. There is no birth certificate that says Hulk Hogan. That man is Terry Bollea. That is who that man is. Hulk Hogan is not a real person. He's not. These people, like Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, that's not a real person. That is a made up character. I understand that as children, we get attached to these characters. And that is what happens. We get attached to these characters. We grow up. We admire. We look up to these characters. And that is fine. And that is understandable. But we, as society, have to stop and stop holding celebrities to such a standard that they can't do wrong and they can't be reprimanded and have consequences for actions. Like I think that we have come to a place where we are very lackadaisical as far as specifically the wrestling community on wrestlers just doing all doing what they want and whatever they can and say whatever they want because they can do a headlock and they can go chain wrestle and they can make you pop every 15 minutes.
What shows are
Terry
you on?
Bollea is Terry Bollea the person. Now, the thing is this: Hulk Hogan, yes, you cannot take away the contributions to what Hulk Hogan did to wrestling. You cannot tell the story of the WWE without Hulk Hogan. You cannot. That's like one of those when you look like if from my superhero Marvel nerds when the Spider-Verse they say canon events, right? Like things that has to happen for in order for the Spider-Man story. In order for the WWE to get where they're at today, WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, and all those, Hulk Hogan has to be there. That's just that you can't deny that. There's no denying that. Period. But you cannot tell the story of Hulk Hogan without telling the story about that man behind the character. Because people wanna hang on the racist comments, and that's just not what else he did. There's other things behind the backstage. People behind the scenes and a lot of wrestlers don't like Hulk Hogan like fans think they do. Like wrestlers' perception of Hulk Hogan is nowhere near to what fans have and look as Hulk Hogan. And I think fans don't understand that. Fans don't understand the behind the scenes stuff that he stipend. The fact that that an independent wrestler like myself and an independent wrestler like the other gentleman on this screen can only make $30 a match and have no union to back them up. The reason why is because Terry Bollea stopped that. He stopped that. So that's one thing. The racist comments, it's bad. Period. There's no argument about it. Whether or not he got caught, if and a third, that's not an argument. We're not debating that. It's wrong. What we're debating is this: do you look at at the character and say whatever it is the man does, it's null and void? And that's where I say no. I don't look at Benoit and always go, that's a good worker. Yep. I don't know. Benoit did a terrible thing. Benoit does not get talked about. There is no mention of Benoit. Now, granted, yes, we didn't find out everything after the fact, so they did the whole tribute thing. They didn't find out after the fact of all that. Now, and so, situations, totally different situations, but in the sense of you need handle the consequences. We were taught at a young age, hopefully we all were, that there are consequences for your actions, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. We grow up in a world of there is consequences for action, whether they be good or bad. And just because somebody made you feel good in your childhood, teenage years, does not give them the pass to not be reprimanded. It has nothing to do with legacy. It has nothing to do with contributions. That man, for the 80s and 90s, put wrestling on the map. That's not being changed. And I think people just can't. When you look bad about your favorite wrestler, the wrestling community goes, "Oh my gosh, you're a bad person. You're stupid. How could you do this?" And that's not the case. We have to look outside of the wrestling ring and remember that those are not real people. Those are characters. They're not their life is not based on what they do in the ring and on your screen. It is about the person that they are. And if that is the person that you are, you deserve to be treated a certain way. That's it. That's that. So should it overshadow it? It should not. Because the thing is this, that's always going to be there. He's going to always, Hulk Hogan, you're not going to change Hulk Hogan. You can't change the past. Hulk Hogan made wrestling in the 80s and 90s. You can't change that. You can't. And just like you can't change the bad stuff about it. Terry Bollea was not a good person. And I'm sorry, that eat your prayers, say your vitamins guy that man is an actor. he was kayfabing it. And as wrestlers, we know this when we create these personas and these characters are us. They're us heightened. You're right. I don't know Terry. I don't. And I'm not saying I do, but all I can base is off of multiple. And it's not just ones or two. It's a list of who's who's. All your favorite other wrestlers in the 80s and 90s, yeah, they're saying all these nice things, but I bet you they'll tell you all the bad stuff Hulk Hogan did. They'll tell you how Hulk held them back, how Hulk refused to put them over. So, nah, man, nah. Hulk Hogan, yes, you did it, brother. You did. But we're not going to ignore everything else. Just like we don't ignore what
Okay, but
Benoit did.
that's the thing though. You. So you just said it yourself, just like making your last point, right? That like you were like Hulk Hogan, you did it, right? We get it, Hulk, right? But like we also like when it comes to like Terry, we can address the shit that Terry has done that has harmed the business and harmed other wrestlers. We can do that, but we can still look at Hulk Hogan and be like, yo, but Hulk, the Hulkster was the dude. Like we
Absolutely.
all
Yes.
like let's be fair. We all sat back and we all tore our t-shirts, acting like Hulk Hogan. Oh, I'm gonna get you, brother. Like we were those guys. I understand where you're coming from as far as like there will be punishments and consequences for the person, right? Like Kevin Spacey is another perfect example, right? Like Kevin Spacey is a terrible person. Like I'll say it, right? But when I look at some of the movies that Kevin Spacey has been in, House of Cards, I'm like, hey, yo, like I liked him in House of Cards. I don't like Kevin Spacey, but I like that. You know what I mean? Like we can still go through and appreciate the character of Hulk Hogan, and we can admire that character, regardless of what the actor or the person playing him was. We can still admire, so we can still separate the art from the artist. And I think that's where like myself, Twitch, and Damien are having our problem, and where I think a lot of the community is having the problems because we understand, like we're conflicted because like on one side of the coin, we see the things that Terry had did to the business as far as like you know like not being booked at WrestleMania and then booking himself to win the title at WrestleMania, like which was wild, in Vegas. But on the other side of it, we still remember like what Hogan was like when he came out, and we were all like getting pumped up with him, doing the big poses and stuff. And when he even when he was teaming up with Shawn Michaels in the 2000s, like we can acknowledge like all the work that this man was putting in. It's just at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we kind of know, we know behind the scenes, and anybody else who any wrestler or hardcore fan, they kind of know behind the scenes of what happened, right? When it came down to Terry, and that's where I think that's where a lot of us, like I said, we're just stuck because it's like, damn, we're gonna acknowledge all the bad things that happened. We also want to acknowledge like all the good things that Hulk Hogan did for us as kids and even teenagers.
Well, I mean, I still think he did have consequences. WWE took his Hall of Fame from him for a bit. Man couldn't go out on stage without being booed off the fucking stage. Like he suffered his
I,
consequences.
I
He
agree
had
with
his
what you're
consequences.
saying, Damien, but I feel like I agree with Chaz. He had consequences to his actions, but did he really have consequences to his actions? You took his Hall of Fame from him. Oh no, you still inducted him. He's still in the Hall of Fame. Like
I won't say I'm just saying in general there were still consequences. He was like blacklisted from being there for a while because of the big situation. Like
I,
the point that I'm saying is that because of his actions, his popularity was not as big as it was up to his death.
no, I agree with that. His popularity did fall off.
Like the beer company that like he had, like he wasn't doing that great.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. You're fair.
And like the American Freestyle, I was worried about that. Like his name was attached to it. Like
Actually, I'm pretty sure his beer was doing pretty fucking good. Like
I heard it was like
The beard, it wasn't. It's been doing well since his passing. It has.
yeah,
I think I saw a
it's
report. It was
got
like
like it's gotten better. But like,
Yeah, I saw a report like they were up 200% since his passing. They like
so
they,
like
they yeah.
the point I'm saying is like, yeah, look, we're not saying that he was a fucking saint.
Yeah.
Not everybody is. I mean, I'll give you another person. One of the guys that put out a shit ton of hit records, a shit ton of fucking awesome artists.
I
One of
know who
the
that.
greatest
Uh,
producers, fucking
oh,
Diddy.
that's not who I thought you were about to go. I
Like,
Thought he was going somewhere.
he gave us Big, he gave us Total, he gave us a lot of fucking hits. Like Carl, I listen to his shit because I can separate the horrible person, and we all knew he was horrible from jump. So let's not
thought.
pretend that we did not know.
Music
We
style.
all knew that Diddy was a piece of shit ever since making the band. So like, you're not,
Yeah, you know what?
you
That
gotta be
show,
able to
yes.
yeah, like you
Yeah,
gotta
that show
be able.
definitely.
I'm just saying you gotta be able to separate the art from the
From
person.
the artist.
Like,
Well, I mean,
I
a perfect example. Let's keep it a buck 50, right? We can use another wrestler who is currently active right now, right? We all love Jeff Hardy, but we all have to acknowledge Jeff Hardy's past. Like,
I'll give you one that isn't active right now because he's no longer with us. Randy Savage.
yeah, he wasn't the greatest. This is all
There
this
are
shit with Elizabeth.
numerous accounts of that man making racist comments, beating
Yep.
the
Yeah.
dog shit out of Miss Elizabeth,
Ooh.
like
Yeah,
Yep.
Jimmy Snuka. Like there's a
yeah.
list of people. Like
Yes, wrestlers. The majority of wrestlers aren't good people. Like
Brock
I,
no,
Lesnar.
no.
the,
Some of them are stalkers.
Vince McMahon.
Damien, I'm like, you had to throw that one out there.
Like, so,
yeah,
like,
you had
Yes,
that
I
one.
did. Yes, I did.
He was waiting. He had it. It was in the chamber ready.
He was waiting on that one. He said, I got my draw 4 card, Brock Lesnar.
yeah, Brock Lesnar.
I mean, yeah, like the majority of when you said me and Cliff, we can attest this 5 years being into the business. Most like 95% of the wrestlers in the world aren't good people.
No, they never have
They
been.
never
No.
have.
Ric
I
Flair.
I don't know.
Fucking Flair.
They're not.
Wait. Hold on. I want to back this number back. Right? You said 95% aren't good people.
I'm gonna go me personally 95.
Oh man, that's
We're
a
in that
oh,
95.
I think it goes by scale.
that's a yo. That's a
I missed.
wow.
I think you get treated better than the darker ones, which would make sense.
Wow.
I was like, but 95. I feel like that's all.
Yeah,
That's a
that
tall
is
number.
a bit much, Chaz. I think
So
you
we're-
could back
we're,
that number.
I mean, I would say
All right, fine. 90.
I would say
90.
that wow, that's still wild now. I would say, listen, I'm
Listen,
gonna
man,
keep
look,
it.
that's look. That the 2020, 2021, when everybody was coming out and stuff. It just seemed like after, like, because we were, what, 2-3 years in the business. It just seemed like everybody we
Yeah.
just meet were like, hey, yeah, welcome to wrestling. Something came out, golly, I thought, gee, he's a piece of crap. And then I was like, he's a piece of crap.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go this. I'll go this.
Every
Right?
person I met,
I would say 70% of the wrestlers that are in the business are good people.
75.
I'm gonna say it was good people. Yeah, 70%.
See,
Because there is
bad.
yeah, because there is a loud minority of wrestlers who are not just shitty people. They're just dog shit all around. You know what I mean? Like from being in the ring, out of ring, everything. Like they're just some terrible, terrible people in the business. I will agree to that. It's just, oh man, you think 95% of the people are terrible people. I was like, damn, Chet, we are probably in that group. Like, we would
No,
want
we're
to
in
be
the
like,
5%. No, brother, we're in the 5%.
What are you
No,
talking about?
no,
I
no,
am
no.
that's
No,
5%.
No, because at least 75% of the people on this podcast are pieces of shit.
Oh well, it ain't me. I'm a gym, so
No, the fuck you're not. You are the
Oh right,
first.
because you had no
guy
Damon.
to
You are
say.
yeah. You're in the wrestling. You definitely are back in the yeah.
I
You
am.
are
Oh
the
yeah,
I
first
am a good
25%.
person, sir. I have
yeah.
no scandals.
Oh,
I haven't killed anybody yet.
I can tell
Yeah.
All
stories.
right.
You want me to tell stories?
No, we
Okay.
don't.
We
So
can't tell those stories on here.
We
final
will
final
make a
final
special
final
podcast.
thoughts.
for it.
Final thoughts because we definitely were on this one for. I
Give
knew it was
Hulk
you.
Hogan his flowers and fuck the IWC.
I mean that's fair.
I would say give Hulk Hogan his flowers, but always remember what Terry did and don't let that go.
I'm gonna say you live in America. Think what you want to think.
You're not going to be able to do that much longer because our president gets butthurt very easily.
My final thoughts. Don't police how people should feel on things.
I just want to say,
All right.
Mr.
Nah.
Bowen has been going off in
Yeah,
the
he's been
comments.
going. He's been like
But
sounding off.
that's fine. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Anyway, let's go. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Where? Jeez,
Yeah,
let me
he's
stop.
making
Well,
valid
while you
points.
guys are wait, so you guys can pull up all this stuff. Like you guys already did temp check.
Go
Yes.
ahead, you might as well do yours while
Can I?
he's
Yeah. Do yours while I'm pulling
I was like,
everything
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
I'll be right
I'm
back.
gonna be fair, so I don't have a match of the week. I'll be fair. Like I'll say that. Okay, I don't have a match of the week this week. I will say though, my hottest wrestler of the week is I don't know. Do you guys say Dominic Mysterio?
All
Yes.
of us.
We all did.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in with y'all too. So we
Okay.
got unanimous. All right. Well, who were the coldest wrestlers announced?
John
Mine was
Moxley,
all of SmackDown.
all of SmackDown.
Okay, okay, okay. Then
Damian
I'm gonna
Priest,
throw
Trick
out
Williams.
Yeah,
Trey.
Damien
Of course he
Priest.
did.
Exactly. See, that's what I said.
Of course he did. All right. So my coldest wrestler of the week is not a wrestler at all. It's not.
Oh.
In fact, though, it's an entire company, and that company is Nintendo.
Oh, he's going off on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
So how in the world are you gonna tell me that Mario and Peach, okay, are just good friends? All right, this man goes through level after level, world after world, game after game, and you mean to tell me he be saving this girl and he's just that's it? They not even a couple? He's just saving it, bruh. Hot damn, I rock was right. Like, yo, I was so confused at like why I thought there was like a whole love interest thing going on for the longest time. I thought it was. I didn't really ever. It wasn't even a question to me. If you'd have said who's Mario's other half, I would have said Peach. But apparently that's not true, and I don't know how to take this news except for, huh? And I get it. Like Peach had one game, Super Princess Peach, and she saved Mario and Luigi. But like, come on, man. Like
Nope. This
that
was
would be almost equivalent to being like, hey, I just want to let y'all know that Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy are just really good friends.
okay.
They're there to help each other whenever they need.
That's good.
Like, what is this
I mean,
nonsense?
I hate this. I hate. You really think that frog is banging that pig?
Yes,
This just got real awkward.
I do, 100%.
Alrighty,
Because that's
then.
what they
Back to
led
the
me to
topic,
believe.
Back to the wrestling. Back to the wrestling podcast.
Going off.
Oh, and he froze. That's perfect. All right. Okay. What about New
Oh,
Jack
great.
Slaughter
Well,
watching WWE racist promos?
Well, to be fair, New Jack's promos weren't in WWE. That was Smoky Mountain
Yeah.
and ECW. And at the time, ECW didn't really have any rules. Go back and look at the Dudley Boys cussing everybody out in the fucking crowd.
Charles Barkley in 1995 at the end of the I wasn't born. I don't know.
Charles Barkley is also a once upon a time crackhead. Like,
he also said though openly, I am not a role model.
yeah.
Like, remember, he had a whole campaign in the 90s where he said, I am not a role model. No, like, the man also got pulled over in Alabama, and when the cop pulled him over and asked him what he was doing, he's like, yo, I'm going to see a hooker. Like,
That man,
like, who are we talking about?
everybody talks about how wild Dennis Rodman was. Charles Barkley was low key in the shadows, like, hold my beer and watch this.
100%. Charles Barkley was wilding out, man. And that man was still in Space Jam.
He was. You're right. He was. Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. If you like this and you want more 3 Count Podcasts, go on over to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you never miss when we put out a video. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all things social media, 3 Count Pod _ X, 3 Count Pod, everything else. Also, make sure you buy our merch at foryourwear.com and prowrestlingtees.com. Also, you know what? Just watch another video right now. Like, right now, I'm going to walk away and you're going to play another video.
Now it's time to shine.
Now.
A little bit of soul, now drop me some lime. Now it's time to set it off, drop some gangsta funk with some OG Snoop, sipping gin and juice. Now get loose on the floor, I'ma sip some more.